Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe so you can get notified when I post new videos. You know what? Today we're gonna make a really delicious recipe. It's gonna be a very fast recipe, and it's gonna be a healthy one too. So this is a sheet pan shrimp and asparagus. We're just gonna throw everything on a sheet pan, bake it in the oven, and we'll have ourselves a nice, quick, healthy meal. The great thing about this recipe is that you don't have to clean a lot of dishes. We're just using one pan. And if you are someone who doesn't like cleaning dishes after dinner, then this is the perfect recipe for you, because we only have one pan to clean. And since we're cooking the shrimp and the asparagus at the same time, they both going to cook in their own juices, and they not going to stick to the pan. So there's no need of using parchment paper or anything like that. Just a little bit of oil, and we're good to go. So let's get started with the recipe. Now, we're gonna need some sort of protein. For this recipe, I'm using a pound of large shrimp that have already been peeled and deveined. But if you want, you can use a bigger package and peel and devein them yourself. Okay, so we just gonna set these aside for now, and we gonna work on our veggies. Now we gonna need one bunch of asparagus, and you can see that I got mine already washed. I just need to trim the ends off. So we just gonna take each piece of asparagus, and we just gonna trim the ends until we can see that the inside is still nice and green. You want to discard the woody part. This is the part that's not going to be so tender and so delicious. Okay, so once you've done that, you can chop them up into smaller pieces if you want, or you can leave them whole like I did. Okay, so we're gonna set these aside for now. Now I'm gonna grab my baking sheet. I like using glass baking sheets because I feel like I get more even cooking. If you use aluminum, that's perfectly fine. And I'm just gonna lightly coat this with a little bit of olive oil. Okay, now we're gonna add our veggies and our protein on top of this sheet pan. But before we do that, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. So, I'm just gonna use 2 cloves of garlic, mince them up, and just spread them out on the sheet pan. Then we're gonna add our shrimp and our asparagus. Now we just want to make sure that these are all spread out in a single layer. If you have more shrimp or more asparagus, and it doesn't fit in a single layer, I would suggest doubling up on your sheet pans, because you want them to cook evenly. You don't want them overlapping, because then they're not gonna cook properly. Okay. So once you've done that, you're gonna add a teaspoon of paprika. We're also gonna use some dried thyme. I am just gonna use half a teaspoon, and then you gonna add some salt and black pepper to your liking. I am just gonna add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and we gonna mix this around, making sure everything is coated. Now if you want, you can add other veggies here. You can add bell peppers, onions, cherry tomatoes, whatever you want. Okay, but for this recipe, I'm just using the shrimp and the asparagus. Once you've tossed this around, you can add a little bit of the lemon juice. So I am just gonna use half a lemon. And I am gonna squeeze it on top of this mixture, and then we gonna toss it around again, making sure that the shrimp and the asparagus are coated in all of that deliciousness. Okay, so once you've done that, you gonna preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. Once your oven is preheated, you're gonna bake this for about 8 to 10 minutes. Now, if you want to, you can serve this with lemon wedges, and I actually have some extra asparagus that I am gonna quickly roast so I can show you guys what it looks like. So I am just gonna trim the ends off of these ones right here, and I am just gonna chop them up a little bit. And I am just gonna add them to another sheet pan. Then I am gonna coat them with a little bit of olive oil, and I am gonna toss them around. Then I am gonna add them to the oven and bake them alongside the other veggies and the shrimp. Okay, so while these are baking, I'm gonna show you what the final result should look like. You can see that the shrimp are pink and opaque. That means that they're cooked. They're not see-through anymore. They're not translucent anymore, and the asparagus is nice and tender crisp. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't overbake the asparagus, because then it's get soggy. You want it to be al dente. You want it to be tender, but still have a little bit of bite to it. Okay, so once it looks like this, you're good to go. You can serve it with some brown rice, white rice, quinoa, couscous, whatever you want. I'm just gonna serve mine with some brown rice, because that's my favorite. Okay, so here is a close-up of the shrimp and asparagus. You can see that the asparagus is not mushy. It still has a nice color to it. It has that nice green color, and the shrimp are perfectly cooked. Here is a close-up of the baked asparagus. You can see that it's nicely roasted. It has that nice green color. If you take a bite of it, it's gonna be nice and tender, but it's not gonna be mushy. Okay, it's not gonna fall apart. It's gonna have a nice bite to it. And the shrimp is, like I said, perfectly cooked. Look how juicy they are. Look how delicious they look. They're not dry, they're not rubbery. They're nice, and juicy, and plump. Okay, so this is what you should expect when you make this recipe. And as I said before, you can add other veggies to this. Like I said, you can add bell peppers, you can add onions, you can add cherry tomatoes, whatever you want to add. But for this recipe, I'm just using the asparagus and the shrimp. And as I said, if you want to, you can serve this with a little wedge of lemon. And if you don't have fresh lemon, you can use lemon juice. But the lemon juice in the lemon itself gives you a nice citric acid that pairs perfectly with the shrimp and the asparagus. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.